well, I kind of touched on how this affects the Revolution core, but I wanted to highlight a very specific instance that we had with a customer of ours. And in this situation, there were ultimately kind of three and a half uh, you know layers in this integration project. We had ourselves, TAMS, we had the customer, and the customer was being guided by a government organization that was providing recommendations for the third body, which would be the MTConnect solutions provider. So this provider in particular had, a box that you would connect to the machine that would then connect to the network and output data via an MTConnect agent. Now, this vendor claimed that they provided MTConnect. Thankfully, we had this process developed and we requested a copy of this device configuration before we got the machine online. Ultimately, when we received that documentation, that device configuration, we spent hours upon hours going back and forth with the vendor saying, hey, we did a spot check here and we found this error. And they would make a change, come back to us, and we'd go through the process again, check it again. And, we found five more errors. It was very clear that they were just getting into MTConnect and thought that they could write their own MTConnect agent, uh, very, very quickly and easily. So we ended up spending upwards of 40 hours just purely verifying these device configurations. And by the time we gave the green light to the customer that you can go ahead and connect this equipment to your machine and connect that implementation to our platform, yeah, it was over 40 hours of just device verification. Um, Unfortunately, some issues fell through the cracks, and we ended up spending an additional, 100 set of hours diagnosing issues that we encountered in our platform. So now we're talking about issues that the customer incurred as a result of this poor implementation of MTConnect. So the analytics ended up being skewed because of this poor implementation, and we had to work with the customer to investigate, what the source of the issue was, because on the surface it appears to be an issue with our platform, but we were kind of wise to what the issues might be under the hood, and we had to prove to the customer that this issue actually stems from the MTConnect solution. All of this to say that the customer unfortunately had delays in their integration project. None of us felt comfortable connecting new pieces of equipment, especially with this third-party hardware. And because of the errant data display on our platform, there's immediately a loss of trust on the shop floor, which if you've ever tried to integrate machine monitoring or process monitoring on a shop floor, you know that the culture of uh, getting buy-in on the shop floor is very difficult, and it's very hard to gain trust back when you lose it. Uh, After we diagnosed and found the source of the issue, by that time we already had several months worth of corrupt data that we then, after identifying the issue, had to delete that data. So that was a major blow to the onboarding of this